Welcome back to the channel, guys. Axe here, Ed from Kansas City. We are talking again about my account, guys. You know it is up for sale, and it will sell, guys. Now, this account is up for sale. As you guys know, it is a full champ. It has 8.35 million gems. The giftable gems are, I think, 5,000. Let me check. Let's check right quick. Let's check what my giftable gems are, guys. Almost 5 million is what I meant. So my giftable gem is about 5 million. And it has a 7-piece champ equipment. It also has a lot of other nice gear. As you can see here, we do have some things that are great about it other than the 7-piece champion equipment. It also has these other nice pieces as well. I don't know how nice the book is, but you guys catch my point in total. My gear and the 8 million gems are not the main selling pitch of my account. The main thing that separates my account from these other accounts that are on sale, that do sell on Lords Mobile, is the mana level Troop 4. This is what makes my account much different from a lot of the other accounts for sale that are not Emperor accounts or maxed accounts. Those accounts sell too, guys, and they are constantly being sold. People are leaving the game so much. Now, listen, guys, listen to me. I really do. I love talking, and I definitely like making YouTube videos. That's why my videos be so lengthy, because I like talking about Lost Mobile. I like keeping it real. I like bringing the facts. I'm a good person, man, and I like keeping it real on my channel, talking about Lost Mobile. Some of these people, these other people, like Worthy Prince and some of these other YouTubers who are Lords of Mobile YouTubers, man, they don't even try to help other people's channels that maybe they're not affiliated with or of the same race or nationality or something like that. They just don't really care about people, to be honest. They only really care about their channel. If someone comments on my channel, or they make a post on my channel, or they send a request to my channel to show their channel, or if I use another YouTube maker's information from their channel, I will give them credit and I will show their channel on my channel. But some of these guys are not like that, man. They're very selfish, and they just don't care about other people's betterment, the best interest of other people, just themselves. And that's why they charge for all that membership stuff, and they get all those funds like that and all that crap on top of the funds that they get for being monetized. I don't do any of that stuff. And what I get for being monetized is nothing in comparison to what I spend on Lost Mobile or have spent. But that's what I wanted to show you guys there. So the main thing that you're going to notice about my account that is going to be completely different from other accounts in Large Mobile that are have sold, that are for sale, or that have sold already, it's going to be the mana troop power, guys. Now, listen to this, guys. If an account is not a maxed account, and if an account is not an Emperor account or with Emperor pieces, most of those accounts are not going to have mana level 3 or 4. Most of them will have no mana. They have not invested in mana. They refuse to invest in the mana. They just don't want to invest in it because they use this excuse Don't invest in that because all of your guild mates are gonna need it, and it ain't gonna do any good if you don't. If you, it's not gonna do any good if everybody doesn't have it. But that's misinformation, guys. That's not accurate. That's untrue. Because mana true power works like this, guys. Mana true power is like this. Um, th- let's use this for an example. If I make this right now, my mana true power is level 4, which gives me 8%, right? You can see that. Let me show you. I think it shows it here. Details. I'm thinking it shows it. It may not right here. But here's my point. Mana true power right now it's at level 4, which is 8%, right? Here's the thing. The next troop level is not necessarily level 5 at 10%. Even if I take this 4% up one more meter, or the first meter, it has 5 meters there, 5 levels that I can take it up in level 4 to level 5 to get to level 5. But even if I just upgrade that meter one time, that is a 0.4% attack boost. So my point is this, guys. Even if players in Lords Mobile were to upgrade their mana troop power to 1 or less than 1, it is still adding an attack to the rally leaders' march. So some players, they're like, I don't want mana, and I noticed when you guys, if you haven't saw my videos about mana troop power, I've made several of those videos that deal with mana troop power and me buying and purchasing those packs and doing those buildings for mana troop power level up. If you haven't seen those videos, they're there. I've made them so that you guys could personally see the steps and the process and the history of me building up to level 4 mana troop power. It is expensive, guys. It really is. I think the overall cost for level 6 mana troop power, which is 12% troop power, is about $26,000. But even to level 4 mana troop power, you're paying about 10. You're paying about 10 to $11,000, guys. I mean, yeah, you're paying at least you're paying at least half of the overall cost it would cost for level 6 mana troop power. So I've paid probably every bit of, let me see, this year alone I've spent about 25,000 on Lords Mobile, and I think mana troop power is probably about maybe half of that, guys. So it really causing a lot of players have avoided, and they do avoid mana troop power because of the misconcept that it doesn't help. But listen, guys, if a rally leader, like say for instance Knight, who is a 100% maxed out account, I'm talking about everything is maxed, there's nothing left that he can max out on his account. Knight is waiting for the next decoration or the next leader skin or the next castle skin or the next hero or the next jewel or something like that to add even more percentages to his stats. But right now he's completely maxed, man. So players like Knight, if Knight, who is a level 6 mana true power, and I'm a level 4, that brings us to about a level 5 true power. So we still gain together, him and I gain a 10% attack on our marches and our rallies. Other players may only have mana level 1 or 0 mana level true power. Well, that's going to decline the actual stats, the mana true power stats, but it still is going to add some in there. So as I was saying, from level 4 to level 5, you have 5 different levels in there. To go from mana troop power level 4 to mana troop power level 5, there are 5 meters in there, five segments in there that are capable of adding stats. You don't have to necessarily have it to troop. I don't necessarily have to have it to troop level number 5. I could add 0.0% each meter in each level that I do to get to the next stage. You guys get what I'm saying? I know I'm not expressing it as clearly as I would like to, but my point is this, is that all of those little meters in there, all those little gauges in there, all those little steps in there between 4 and 5, they do make a difference. And players, because they just don't want to invest in the game, they don't want to invest in Lords Mobile and keep their accounts relevant and update, they refuse to invest in mana, as I have. And that's what makes my account different, is because I did invest in Mana True Power because I want my account to look relevant. I want my account to look relevant and up to date in champion gear, and I want it to look up to date in artifacts, and I want it to look up to date in Mana True Power, as well as decorations, guys, as well as decorations as well. I want my account to look relevant. I don't want it to look like an account that is playing Lords Mobile, but it looks like Brendan Chong's account after he left Lords Mobile, and 2 or 3 years later, Gold Champion gear is obsolete, it's outdated, and now the account is like, it's not worth really anything. So this is the point I'm making. Since a lot of players refuse and they don't want to invest in Mana True Power, a lot of them don't invest in it because they're tired of investing in the game. So eventually they do sell their accounts, right? They sell them because this update here is expensive, guys. This is an expensive update. The Mana True Power level is an expensive Lords Mobile upgrade. And so a lot of players, when this update came out, they automatically fold their hands. They said no to IGG, and they were like, I'm not about to, that's crazy, I'm not going to do it. And it don't even matter because everybody has to have it for you to get the points. But you don't have to have the full points, guys. You don't have to have the full 12% Mana True Power attack. You could easily just have that 1%, that 1.4%, that 2.5%, or whatever, because every little bit helps. So my account is much more special than theirs because I have invested in Mana True Power. And as a result, my account is desirable for people, especially rally leaders. Rally leaders who really are rally leaders in Lost Mobile, and they actively are still playing the game, and they don't really see themselves quitting in the next year or two, or they don't see themselves quitting within the next year anytime soon. They know my account is worth something. It's valuable, man. And it's different from the other players whose accounts are selling for, let's say, $3,000, but they don't have any Mana True Power, but they got an 11K hero, and they have a champion gear. They have 10-piece champion gears, and 4 of them are level 12. And those accounts are selling for $3,000 or $4,000. That's cool. That's good. Those were great accounts. Can't take anything from them. They're rally leader accounts. But players who buy them, maybe they're not high tier rally leaders or something like that. Maybe they're just players like you and me, ordinary people who make hard-earned money and who have family and bills and things like that, and who are not rich, but they just want a very beautiful account. And their perception of mana troop power is the same as the original owner of the accounts that they're buying. They don't want to invest in it, and they wouldn't invest in it. And most people you see that are buying accounts that are not rich people, that are not gonna max the account and things like that, most of the accounts you see them buying are going to be the same kind of accounts they're going to keep just like that. They're not going to update it to mana troop power, just as the person who is selling the account who sold the account is not going to upgrade it to that, because they don't want to invest in that, because they know it's a lot of money to invest in that kind of stuff. But I didn't care. I know what I wanted my account to look like, and I know what my account is worth. No, I'm not going to get back $25,000 that I've spent this year on this game. I'm not going to get that back. But I'm not going to sit there and sell it for $1,500 or $2,000. Something I've spent in the last 30 days. I'm not going to do that. That ain't going to happen. What's up, Ed? That's my son, guys. My big old giant son. He's a giant. And he's handsome. I love that dude. Love you, Ed. And I'm grateful to his mother. Anyway, let's go on, guys. So that's the point I'm making, guys. What I'm saying is there's a lot of things to be taken into consideration when people are buying accounts. And for me, I got 3 things that are important. I have champ gear, which I invested heavily in champ gear, guys. And I could still keep investing in it. I'm not going to do it. It's time for me to stop investing in Lords Mobile. That's depressing to me. That's a problem, guys. It really is. I can afford it, yes, but at what cost of adding nice things in my own life? I'm not rich to the point where I can afford to play Lords Mobile and then live a nice lifestyle. No, because I'm spending all my money on the game. So therefore, when it comes to wanting nice things in life like jewelry or cars, or just saving money for repairs in your house, and just overall living a comfortable life. If I'm playing Lords Mobile, come on, man. If I'm spending $3,000 to $5,000 a month on Lords Mobile, and you're not rich, and I'm spending money that normally comes from stuff from my store, like stuff like that, guys. Stuff from stores, and stuff I'm listing. Stuff I'm listing, guys. Just stuff in general like that, man. When I'm constantly taking that inventory that we buy, and I'm using it to build up my account on Lords Mobile, and then I work a full-time job as well, and I use that money to pay my bills and expenses, house and cars, and all sorts of stuff like that, credit cards and stuff like that, then you can't really expect to get ahead in life and get further in life by playing this game. So, but while I was playing this game, I'm just not going to be, as I said before, I'm not going to be one of these people like this, guys. Not that one. Not that one. I can't tell from that one. But I'm about to show you guys. Give me a minute. I'm not going to be... Not that one. That's pretty good. That's good. Everybody's wearing their speed gear today. You guys, I said it in the last video, and you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm going to find one for you just for the purpose of this video. I think we used this one last time, guys. Here, this is a good example right here, guys. 11K hero, right? How many astrolites do we have, guys, in his gear? And granted, he may not have on his full gear, but that's a champ piece up top there. Those are castle stars, and those are artifacts. How much do you think this account will sell for? Ton of troops that got to be killed off, because if he's in a warring guild, migration is hard. If he's in a guild that they just stay in the same kingdom for a year or 2 years, then he can migrate once or twice a year. You know, and depending on how many boxes they do, gift boxes or gift levels they got in their guild, level 6, that ain't gonna really do much. But the point I'm making is this: he has a lot of troops and he's invested in troops. He also was investing in heroes at one point, but probably when the new updates came along, he was like, I'm out of here, man. I'm done. I'm not investing anymore in this game. And he just kind of like chilled back in the cut, man. You know, he chilled back in the cut. So when you see players like that and accounts like that, man, that they refuse to go further and keep up with IGG's updates, and they just backed away from the game as far as investing in it. As a result, they let me see if I can find one of these big boys at the top. They might be like that too. Oh, I got his monster gear astrolighted out. No, he's a spender. That's a prime example right there, guys. Does have some artifacts though. He does have some artifacts. They're low, but there are some there, and he has some castle stars. But as far as astrolites, man ain't investing in them. He's not going that route. He's not putting any astrolites in his gear. So me personally, as long as I'm playing Lost Mobile, I'm not gonna look like this. And some of you say keep playing. I like that, and I definitely appreciate all of you guys who say at least keep playing and making YouTube contents, because I do love making YouTube contents, and I really do appreciate you guys who comment and who watch the channel, because you are helping me to grow my channel, and you're the audience for me. And without you, my channel would not be successful to the extent that it is, and I wouldn't be making I make about $75 a month from my YouTube channel. That's what I make, guys. I don't make any serious money because I don't have the mega views, you know. But if you guys start sharing the channel, or would have been sharing the channel, maybe it would have grew better. But I would love to keep making YouTube content, but you know, without having a great account in it, because I'm going to sell mine, then it probably won't be all that great to watch. Now, this account here would have been amazing about 2 or 3 years ago. This would have been an amazing account 2 or 3 years ago. This would have been great, guys, because it full champ. You can say it's full champ or got 3 mythic cups. This account would have been great 3 years ago. It would have been magnificent 5 or 6 years ago. Yeah, this dude would have been like Bryn Chong and all the other greats back in the days if this was that account then. And he's not in a guild either, as you can see, guys. He's not in a guild. That's crazy, guys. Anyway, but this is an example of players who refuse to spend any money on Lower to Mobile, and they want to sell their accounts. And so this account probably has all the heroes up until the ones that just came out. You know, he probably stopped at those, but he could have those too. But this account is not worth as much as mine on no level. And he may have more champion pieces, but he has much lower artifacts. He has lower castle stars than me, and he doesn't have any artifacts. And he more than likely doesn't have any mana troops. That's a guess. But here's my comparison. Here's my point, guys. A person who will buy this account more than likely is not going to be a person who is going to invest in an 11K hero, and he's not going to invest in astrolites for his gear. He probably will pay to play them and just slowly get them, slowly acquire them. So what I'm basically making a point of is my analogy is this: the person or the people who are interested in my account are the people who know the value of it and are the people who would basically buy the same things that I have bought on my account. The person who is interested in my account or would like to buy my account is a person who's going to want that man of true power. And he would buy it himself if he had the account. And more than likely, if he's buying my account with it, he probably already has an account with it. Just probably wants another one for the purpose of rally filling. So, like I said, this is not how I want my account to look right now or ever. When I returned back to Lords Mobile, when I returned back to Lords Mobile, guys, in December of 2022, I had 0 champ gear. No champ gear, guys. I had no troops either because my account was 0. I let one of my best friends play on my account, gifted it to him, and he didn't know how to play, and he was not a pay-to-play player. He never spent a penny on the account. We live in the same city. He's also still is my business partner. I used to be full-time. I'm not full-time with my business anymore. And he just works hard. He works real hard. Works for a great car manufacturer. And he just never spends on the game. He's about money. He's about saving. He's about not spending like I was. But he played Lords Mobile, and we were in the same guild. And when I quit the game, I gave it to him. And since then, of course, I've changed all my passwords and stuff like that. But the point I'm making is this: I wouldn't want. When I started Lords Mobile, I didn't have any of this back in 2022. But my account, it had no champ gear. I'm talking about it had drums and vials and things like that. I had no cups, guys. I had my gear was horrible, guys. I just had like 2.1 billion might when I gave my account away. And when I got it back, I was at like 500 million might. Literally, guys, I was at 500 million might when I returned to Lords Mobile. I didn't have any Castle Stars at all, I don't think. I didn't have any Pack 5 familiars at all. I did not have any Astrolites. I had some mythic gear, but probably level 3, 2, 1, something like that. Just, And when I returned to Lords Mobile in December 2022, which is now 3 years from now, 3 years ago, I started investing. First thing I did is I was spending like $3,000 to $5,000 a month. At that point, I was spending about $4,000 or $5,000 a month. And December 2022, like in Christmas time, I spent like about in Christmas of December of 2022, I probably spent about $4,000. January of 2023, I spent like $5,000 on the game. February of 2023, I spent like $4,000. March of 2023, I spent like another $4,000, and then I started spending like $3,000 after that. And because I had to invest in, first of all, I had to invest in rebuilding my troops. That's me returning to the game. That's what I knew, man. That's the only thing I knew to do, because the account had already been zeroed. It was sitting doing nothing. So I had to rebuild the troops. And then as I started playing actively, and I only returned to Lords Mobile, guys, because of a medical situation in the family that caused me to be in the hospital for a couple months. And so I just started back playing Lords Mobile. And I realized the other guy, he wasn't playing anymore, so I just took my account back. And so I started playing back Lords Mobile, and I had to get back troops. So I built some troops. I built the account back up to like 2 billion might. Eventually I got back to 2 billion might. I started growing. But I noticed my gear was like this, guys. This is how my gear was back then. I probably had, I would say I had this. It wasn't with all gold jewels in it. It wasn't with it probably looked like something like this, guys. This is what my account probably looked like. And it wasn't 10 valves there or nothing. It was something different. It was like literally nothing. This is what my account looked like, guys. I can't even think of a piece to put right here, but that was probably the piece I had. It may not even been gold. As a matter of fact, I can show you guys what my account looked like when I started back. Let me show you. Okay, so here we go, guys. This is an old video of when I returned back to Lost Mobile. There's the name of the video there. So let me show you guys what I'm talking about, what my account looked like when I returned back to Lost Mobile and started building the account. Of course, I started with 500 million might. That's what I started with. So let me show you some things. So I built some troops, as you can see, because the count was 0. So the first thing I did was build some troops. Now this is probably a year, not even a year, it's about 6 months after I returned to Lost Mobile. So check it out. Still had a ton of research left to do. Look at this. As you can see, I had a ton of research left. I mean, none of all of this was even close to being max when I returned back. It was much lower. Keep in mind, this is like 6 months after I returned back to Lost Mobile. So I'm spending real hard, guys. Alright. I think I had 0 pack 5s at the moment. I mean, none of them were, if I had any pack 5s, they weren't level 10. Now I did get this one because of the Grim Reaper, because somebody hit me and I was like, that's normally why I get them sometimes. I'm like, somebody hit me and then I got it. None of these, even your pack 4s were not maxed out, guys. Even my pack 4s wasn't maxed out. And look at the gear that I had after about 6 months of investing in the game. This is my gear I had, guys. That was my gear. That's the pieces I was using. I didn't even have Gargantua gear piece to Mythic, guys, when I returned back. I didn't have that plate, that chest plate, that firewall plate or whatever it's called. I didn't even have that to Mythic either. That was still gold or something. Look at my stats back then. You know. So I didn't have anything, guys. This is probably, let me see when this video is made. This was made, let's find out. This video was made in January 2024. So I was playing for about a year. That's how long it took me to get to this point right here. This was about a year ago, guys. There's the video right there. So this was a whole year in the making for me to get gear up to Mythic and to start working on things that I never worked on, guys. So that took a year right there, guys, just to get these pieces here to Mythic and put some Astrolites in the gear. They didn't have Mana Troop level power 4 or Mana Troop power yet. So that was a year just right there, guys. That was a year. It took me a year when I returned back just to start investing in this, guys. So within a year, I built back my troops. I built some gear. I still had 0 champion gear, guys. 0. I don't know if my cabinet was displayed in here or not. I don't know if it was. But I had 0 champ gear, especially Mythic. I don't know if I started building. So what made me change is because I didn't have my pack 5s, level 10s, and I didn't have those maxed out at all. And I had this kind of gear. I had like really free to play gear. And so I noticed when I would attack, when I would do darknesses, and when I would attack or be attacked, even with the type of power I had when I was at 2 billion, when I was at 2.6 billion might, when I was at 3 billion might, when I was at 3.2 billion might, I was still losing a lot of troops when I would be rallied, guys, when guys would rally me. And I was like, man, damn, how am I losing so much might? And when I would attack darknesses or attack other castles, I'm like, how am I not hitting hard? I thought that because I had a lot of troops and because I had some I thought was okay gear, or because because I invested in my gear, like this here, and that was just the cavalry. I had infantry as well. I thought that I'd be okay. There's I guess that's my range gear. So you see I had a gold cup. Guys, this took a lot of investments within that year to try to make this account to what it is today. And of course, you guys know that. You know that. You already know that. You guys have told me in the comments over and over again. And we already know nobody's going to ever get all of that money back. I totally get that, guys. I just want to show you guys the process. And there's my infantry that I had after a year. So as you can see, with infantry, I did actually have 2 champ pieces. There's my infantry gear. I did have 2 champion pieces. That's me, guys. That's me in January of 2024, I'm sorry. That's me. That's my gear in January of 2024. A year after I returned back to Lords Mobile. As you can see. So that's my point that I'm making, guys. That's the point that I'm making right there, is simply that even when I returned to Lords Mobile, I began to learn that in order to hit harder, in order to be able to eat rallies and take rallies and not lose a lot, you got to have more than just troops. And so that's when I began. Like I said, I began after I returned back to Lords Mobile to work on my gear. And of course, I went with the cheapest. Champion pieces that they were, which was the light or the lamp, the offhand and the legs. And then I, just slowly worked. Now I didn't really intend to get this far, guys. I mean, because making champion pieces is very heartaching. It's difficult because of the gamble and the drop rates. And you could have 10, you can have 10,000 champion chests. You can have 15,000 champion chests. And you don't know how many gold Crimson Mangs you're going to end up with after you open all of those, even though you've just spent $2, $4, $6, $8,000. So it's really heartaching, guys. And so every champ piece that I made was a struggle. And so my point is this, guys. Here's my point. I played the game. I played Lords Mobile based on what I wanted my account to look like and how effective I wanted it to be while I was still playing the game. And as a result, people start teaching me, hey, you need not just all those troops. That ain't gonna work. And today we still see a lot of players with all these hundreds of thousands of troops and their gear is like free-to-play gear. That's a bad investing in a Lords Mobile. That is the worst, and I've been there. And so people begin to show me, and I begin to learn for myself, I do need those pack 5s. I do need those champion gears. I do need those other gear pieces, mythic. I do need astrolites. I do need artifacts. I do need all of those things together. I need those heroes. I began to learn that just in the last year. Heroes and castle skins and castle stars. And I began to learn all of that because somebody started telling me, shout out to Red Rum, And shout out to the community in Lost Mobile. And then you guys started teaching me how to better get my pieces and my gear based off the Tycoon. That's how I got my cups. It wasn't how I got my first cup, but it's how I got the last 2 cups. Or yeah, I think so. So that was very helpful. So as I said, guys, most people who refuse to invest in mana troop power is because they're tired of investing and spending money on Lost Mobile. So that's how their accounts end up selling. They have champion pieces. Some of them have 7 pieces, 6 pieces, champion mythic, 10 pieces, champion mythic, level 10, level 8, level 12, and they're done with the game. They have artifacts, astrolites, castle stars, heroes, and they're done with the game. But they refuse to invest in this here, the mana chamber, the mana troops. I did not refuse to invest in it. I went hard at it against the common consent of the YouTube community that watch my channel. So many people were against it. I mean, I would say 80 to 90% of the people who watch my YouTube channel and saw me making mana troops were really against it. But that is irony, guys. That's contradiction. How can you be in a guild and do your rally leaders any benefit or justice and refuse to have mana troop power? I mean, what sense does that make? How are you helping your rally leaders? How are you helping in Wonder Wars and in Emperor Wars and in Barons? How are you really helping if you refuse to upgrade your troops? I mean, I get it. People don't want to spend the money, and people who don't want to spend money in Lost Mobile and who don't want to do these types of updates are the same people who are really to leave Lost Mobile. They really don't want to play Lost Mobile anymore, and some of them just keep playing. They keep playing Lost Mobile, but they just don't want to keep spending like that. And I'm not like that, guys. I'd rather sell my account and be done with it than keep playing and making excuses for not doing the updates that you know is needed. So that's why I am selling my account, and I am what am I looking for here? Selling my account, and I am looking to make the $3,000 or $4,000 that I said I would make, guys. Because somebody's gonna buy it because they know what it's worth. It may not sell like that with a lot of middlemen and those who got selling pages who are large mobile account sellers. It may not sell with them, but somebody's gonna see the account and be like, hey, they're gonna be like, hey, I need that account because I need it as a filler. I need it for Baron. I need it for Emperor. I need it for Wonders Wars. I need it for attacking castles and doing rallies in general. I need the extra troop power. I need the extra little edge that it's going to give, because this count gives an extra edge when you're doing rallies. That's what makes this account better than 90% of the accounts that's out there for sale, because it helps with doing rallies. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys. I hope you enjoyed the videos. I do want to say, guys, if you know any good middlemen and reliable middlemen who sell accounts, definitely send me a message and let me know. Thank you for all the people who have. I've definitely been in communication with several people, and I have had multiple offers already. I've already been offered 3,000, 3.5K. The account's gonna sell, guys. It's gonna sell. So I'm gonna get this video uploaded, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And To my one guy out there, I still got my gold, man. It ain't went anywhere. Still on my house, you know, still on my cars. But I do need to sell this damn game. Air from Kansas City.